What it is, YouTube? It's your boy Nitzy coming back with another bullseye of a tutorial here today on the channel, helping you transform yourself into getting pro vocals from home. So let's not waste no time. Let's get on the grind, see what gems we could find. I wanted to talk about how to get a professional vocal compression sound, a couple of different things that I had recently started thinking about compression. Let's get to it. Let's play a little bit of this music and get to it. Let's go.
See, I compliment the beats. I wouldn't mind if you was complimenting me. With that crazy physique, tight skirt, high heels does it for me. You know what to do, how to move, and I love it. Come a little closer, I'll make you feel something.
All right, so y'all kind of got a general understanding of what we're working with here today. It's always a situation where when you're an engineer, you gotta get a pulse of what the streets want, right? That's the part of being an engineer. You gotta know what's trending, what's the style that people are going for. And with rap music, a lot of times people want their vocals to be up front. That's kind of like a new situation too, where if you think about music from like the 2000s, this is why you gotta be a student of the game. Older rap music and older like pop music and stuff like that, the vocals were usually blended into the music. But now more of the trend with vocals is getting them to be up front and forward in the mix. So I wanted to talk about some ways I like to approach that with compression, right? So whenever I think about upfront vocals, the very first thing I think about is trying to get things pleasing. It's like a situation too where you know how sometimes when you push things forward like a vocal, it makes everything very obvious. You feel me? It makes everything very obvious. When somebody's rapping over a beat, we want to have a situation where the music, which is the beat, is like the stage, and the actual rapper who is the star, they have the spotlight. You feel me? Nobody says, oh man, like I only listen to this rapper because he picks good beats. No, people love rappers because they vocal sound. So that comes to a situation where transients, transient management when it comes to a vocal, because a lot of the you feel me, all those plosives and all those puffs of air is what gives energy to a vocal. Literally, those words have energy to them. Some words have more energy than others. For example, I hate you. You feel me? Like if I say I hate you, you feel me? It has a certain power to it versus where if I say I hate you, the delivery, the energy behind the words, the power is what helps it cut through. So that's the transients, right? But when you have a situation where a rapper starts stacking vocals on top of each other, right? When they start stacking the k, p, you feel me, on top of each other, it can start to become overbearing. So that's why I like to use limiters. So let me show you an example right here. These first couple of lines where he's stacking it, you're gonna hear like how he's kind of like doubling up the transients.
See, I compliment the beats. I wouldn't mind if you was complimenting me. With that crazy physique, tight skirt, high heels does it for me. You know what to do, how to move, and I love it. Come a little closer, I'll make you feel something.
So you hear when he said compliment the beat, something, you feel me? Like he's doubling up on those transients, and sometimes that can kind of become overbearing. So that's why I like to use limiters, essentially, when it comes to, how I like to go about mixing vocals. So usually, right, when you use a limiter, right, a limiter usually has like a fast attack, so it will take off a little bit of the power from the vocals. So I think that's important, right? Because generally, when it comes to compression, you want the lead vocal to be forward and you want the background vocals to be a little bit back. So the transient, right, also tells the distance. So let me show you real quick. Like I like to use something like maybe like the Faraday limiter, right? And I like to put it on a ratio of 20. So it just completely bop, like it just knocks off the top of the tippity top of the transient on the background vocals, setting it back, but also letting the lead vocal be full and forward. Like the lead vocal, I want that to be the lead singer, you feel me? Like in the church, and then I want the background vocals to be like the choir that is supporting it, you feel me? So pay attention to how when you hear certain words, like you see my limiter is clamping down on those.
See, I compliment the beats. I wouldn't mind if you was complimenting me. With that crazy physique, tight skirt, high heels does it for me. You know what to do, how to move, and I love it. Come a little closer, I'll make you feel something. See,
so specifically right there's where he doubles up on the k.
See, I compliment the beats. I wouldn't mind if you was complimenting me. With that crazy physique.
Crazy, you feel me? So the lead vocal, you're hearing the crazy, rather than if I didn't have the limiter, it would be like we're stacking up two body blows, you feel me? It would become like a two-piece combo from Manny Pacquiao, or you feel me, Canelo Alvarez, where it's like two hits back to back, two hard jabs back to back, you feel me? That sometimes that could overwhelm the ear a little bit, right? So it's transient management. Sometimes what I might also do too, right, is I might send my lead vocal, my ad libs, and my background vocals, right, all together onto the same fader. And I might put like a fab filter, Pro L2 on it, right, and then let it only do 1 dB. So there's gonna be certain times when you stacking the ad lib, right? You feel me? Like you building a building, you stack the rapper will stack the ad lib, he will stack the stabs and stack the lead vocal with the same k or sh together, and it might overshoot like your bus compressor, or it might overshoot your limiter because you want the vocals to be forward, right? So this is like a kind of like a different type of thing I'm talking about here, right? Because sometimes you want your vocals to be forward, but without pushing the volume of the vocal, right? Like if somebody is ugly as fuck, right, and they take their face and they got so much acne and pimples and they put it right in front of you, you can be like, ugh, bitch, that shit is forward, like the vocal's forward, but you hear all this ugliness, right? So that's why sometimes I like to go in there and also like clip gain. You feel me? Like clip gain the vocals down a little bit and all that stuff like that. Like clip gain it a little bit too. That's why when people say, oh, compression is about taming peaks, I say that's bullshit, because you could really just go in there, right? Let's say if you had something that was like loud, like let's say, you know, sometimes you got a peak like this. What you could just do is just go in there and just actually like pull down the volume, right? Or you just like, you know, do clip gain and you clip it down. So compression is not about taming peaks for me. For me, it's like more about transient management. You feel me? Like the vocal is like a boxer, it's jigging and sticking. You feel me? The rapper's doing his flow, and how can I contain that flow? You feel me? So one last thing too that I wanted to say is that even on my ad libs, I have another limiter right here too. You feel me? To manage.
Complimenting me, with that crazy physique. If you was complimenting me, with if you was complimenting me, with that crazy physique. If you was complimenting me, with that crazy physique, tight.
You feel me? Just clipping off a little bit of that transient with that limiter is setting that ad lib back a little bit too. You feel me? I want it to feel like the vocal is what's spiky, the vocal is what's hard, and the background vocals are soft in comparison to it, right? So last thing I wanted to show you guys too is like how I like to glue, you know, the vocals back together. This is how I feel like this is a different way of compressing like a pro is understanding tonality. You feel me? Like when you compress like a pro, you also understand what the compressor is offering. You feel me? In regards to what flavor it's adding, you know, it's like sometimes people say, oh, I like this person, they're a cool person, but they also come with some other bad characteristics. Oh, I might like this person because this person's fun to be around, but they got this little attitude with their personality and shit. That's how compressors are too. Yeah, they have a good side and a bad side to them, depending on how you want to use it, right? So when it comes to the compression side, yeah, you might want to do compression with something like an LA2A, but LA2A has tubes in it, so it might make it brighter. You feel me? So there's also other things that come along with it, whatever compressor they're using. Yeah, I might want to use an 1176 because it's fast, but an 1176 has FET components and a transformer, which has like a certain way of like reworking the mid-range. Maybe the mid-range of the vocals already sitting right, but because I done picked this 1176, not understanding what parts are in it, now I'm fucking up all the hard work you done already did. You feel me? Type shit. So I like to do a situation where I use like plugins that are related to each other. So to glue the background vocals to the lead vocal, I did it through tonality. You feel me? So I used a little bit of parallel compression with a DBX 160 to make those background vocals pop a little bit.
See, I compliment the beats. I wouldn't mind if you was complimenting me, with that crazy physique. Tight skirt, high heels, does it for me. You know what to do, how to move, and I love it. Come a little closer, I'll make you feel something. Tell me something about your life. I'm trying to get involved, trying to make you mine.
So you would even hear somewhere right here, like when he says try, like he doubled up on the try, you feel me? Like it kind of adds this harshness because there's two transients back to back, you feel me? So you kind of see where I'm trying to go with this video. It's like a relatively new thing that I learned that I wanted to show y'all. This kind of made me better at, you know, understanding compression when it comes to vocals type shit like that, you feel me? So yeah, using parallel compression on the background vocals is starting to add a little bit of that punch back. I understand the nature of a DBX 160, you know, it's great for a snare drum, it's great for kick drum, and even like a guy like Tupac, and even Mixed by Ali, who's Kendrick Lamar engineer, says he likes to use a DBX compressor, you know, because it helps with those gritty rap vocals. It's a VCA compressor, so you already understand it. Oh, this is VCA. It has a certain way of adding a snap, a bite. You know, think about other compressors like API 2500. You feel me? Kind of like also like the SSL G bus compressor, the SSL board compression. That's all VCA. You see how they're all kind of related, and they all kind of got the same black hair or straight hair or curly hair. They got the same traits that kind of make them feel familiar. So to glue that, I had the DBX 160, but then I used a DBX 180. You feel me? So I'm gluing these things together through tone. So the DBX 180 is I think it's like a noise reducer. It's kind of like a thing that people use back in the days with tape and noise and all that shit. Okay, cool. But it just has the same flavor. You feel me? Sometimes you use two different plugins made from two different companies that have the same flavor. You damn well know if you about to eat some French fries, you gonna throw a little ketchup on that shit because you know it go good with it. If you finna eat a hot dog, you finna put a little ketchup because a ketchup in a hot dog, it just go good. If you got a little bit of peanut butter, you know you gonna throw some jelly on it. You feel me? So apply the same type of you understanding what ingredients are cohesive to your mixes. You feel me? And things will start to feel a little bit better too, you know?
Trying to make you mine, trying to beats. I wouldn't mind if you was complimenting me. With that crazy physique, tight skirt, high heels, does it for me. You know what to do, how to move, and I love it. Come a little closer, I'll make you feel something. See, I compliment the beats. I wouldn't mind if you was complimenting me. With that crazy physique, tight skirt, high heels, does it for me. You know what to do, how to move, and I love it. Come a little closer, I'll make you feel something. Tell me something by your life.
So it's like at that point, I'm kind of gluing together the lead vocals and the background vocals through the tone, understanding that those two plugins are kind of related to each other. You feel me? They're both DBX. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video here today. Here's some different ways that I started to feel about compression over time, you know, like transient management, having my lead vocal before, my background vocals being smaller. Also, you know, a way of like how I said the modern trend is vocals being forward, but how, you know, sometimes if somebody's ugly and they come too forward, it can be overbearing. So we always want to make the vocal sound, you know, best dressed. You feel me? Sunday's best looking, as good as it can get before we start to, you know, push it forward in front of the beat, you know. And also we showed today how I like to use compression in a way to glue things together, but through the tonality. You feel me? Understanding two plugins might be related to each other, whether it be a compressor and a saturator together type shit. So this is a different video here today. Some different outside of the box techniques that I wanted to talk about today. I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check the descriptions down below to support the channel. Appreciate y'all though. Peace.